Well guys, I'm happy to report that Elon Musk and Twitter are keeping the shame of Britain front and centre, because for too long the media have joined the scumbag state in either downplaying or outright covering it all up. This, it seems, is actually working as well, because it's forced the worthless spunk bucket of Ed Cooper to promise that people covering this up in future will be prosecuted for it, which, if happens, will be good. If being a big fucking if though, as you know. In fact, these are elite plans on tackling it, I've heard.
Far-right hatred.
Now, the fact this has got various lefty shitweasels trying to run defence for the lowest scumbags the world's ever shat out, all to protect their multicultural melting pot fantasy, is actually leaving them open to pure humiliation, a bit like Good Morning Britain here. Yep, these tits put out a poll asking if people think Elon Musk should keep out of British politics, and I think it's safe to say it didn't go how they wanted it to, because 65% of people said no. This, though, pales in comparison to Elon Musk himself shitting on lefty fuck pighead Davey, after this prat piped up on Twitter to grab some attention the irrelevant tosspot. Of course, Elon Musk found this post and decided to shit on him by asking, "What exactly do I fail to understand about your failure to stop the mass rape of little girls in Britain, you snivelling little cretin?" Now, it must be said, snivelling little cretin is 100% what I would consider this total wet fart, so I've got to say I agree with that one, as I'm sure most people do. But more importantly, him roasting the clown for failing these poor girls could also be considered correct, since the Lib Dums held power with the Tories when all this was being hidden. But the more Elon Musk does this, the more the establishment and their media fart sniffers will continue to bitch, with their favourite being Elon Musk is a foreigner intervening in our politics. Though he seems to have shat on that recently also by pointing out the fact his grandmother was born in Liverpool. This, I've got to say, is the ultimate slapdown on these total fucking idiots, because it shits on their biggest argument against him doing this, and exposes their hypocrisy all at the same time. I like it! I mean, surely they can't call Elon Musk a foreign billionaire interfering in British politics when he's got a British grandmother, and these fucking clowns say that every Mohammed, Ramjeet and fucking Iqbal crawling out of the third world can become British if they want to. Which also exposes their hypocrisy, because remember, the people moaning about foreign interference literally want open borders and right for foreigners to vote, which last I checked is foreign interference on a massive scale. Plus, Labour sent 100 of their tosspots over to the election in the US recently, let's not forget. Me though, I hope Elon Musk keeps holding their bollocks to the flamethrower with this one, because I've got to say, one of his tweets about this subject has done more for it becoming known than every video I've ever made on it. Plus, it keeps exposing these scumbags for the contemptible lowlifes that they must be. Take Jess Pisslips, for instance, who it seems has spent the last few days trying to make this scandal about her.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? So it's sort of the very premise of your question is that the things that he's saying are so ridiculous as to initially make me just go, what? But then you wake up with the realisation that that's millions of people that he has said that to. And you feel immediately like this is going to turn my world upside down, and I have to try and limit for how long that is the case.
Oh yes, Jess Pisslips most affected. Never mind the poor girls the state essentially fed to the fucking wolves. I would say you couldn't make it up, but to be honest, I expect it from politicians and the media, don't you? Which I guess explains why ITV are currently working overtime hiding replies to their tweets about this one. Wankers! On the upside though, Starmer is about to make a massive mistake, as reports suggest he will force Labour MPs to vote against a bill pushing for a public inquiry that's being tabled today. This will be a serious public relations disaster for not only Starmer himself, but every Labour MP that bows to him on it. So I actually look forward to them all explaining that to their local voters when it comes around. And shit, the local elections are soon, unless of course Labour have cancelled them yet, which they might well do given this is going on. You know, protecting democracy.
Pandemic